Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jedi here. Welcome to another one of my rants. And like I said in the previous video, that I'm not able to do an actual video because my camera that I use to shoot my videos is in New York right now. And also, I'm not actually doing this rant from my work. I'm doing this rant from my own home. Okay, so with that being said, let's get on with it here. This one's going to be about presidential boneheads. I'm not going to talk about all the prints because that would take a long time. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to cover the ones I'm going to cover from the ones that I've been around for, and that's all the ones from 1973 till now. Although I'm not gonna talk about the current one, President Obama, because basically he hasn't been in office long enough to pull a boneheaded move. So I'm going to leave him alone. Alright? Anyway, so let's get started here. First, I was born in the Nixon era. You know, Richard Nixon. And the only boneheaded move I remember him doing, we all remember it, it is Watergate. Yeah, Watergate. That's the thing that forced him to resign because he is almost impeached. And he ended up turning it over to Gerald Ford. Now, Ford, actually, I only remember him, the only thing I remember him doing boneheaded was falling off of Air Force One constantly. Not falling off the plane, I mean falling off the steps. Coming down when he was, coming back from wherever he was. But that's pretty much the only thing I remember him doing boneheaded. Then there was Jimmy Carter. Now, Carter, I don't remember him doing anything boneheaded, probably because the only thing that I remember him doing was, he walked to his inauguration. And the only reason why I probably wouldn't think that he would do anything boneheaded is because he only served one term. So, continuing on here, then there was Reagan. Ronald Reagan. We had to put up with 12 years of his crap. And, you're thinking, wait a minute, we only had him for 8. I'll explain in a bit. But first of all, Reagan screwed up our country, okay? In my opinion, he screwed everything up. He also looked like he was asleep during most of his speeches. And also, he couldn't really remember much, probably because, it was the start of his Alzheimer's back then, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, then there was the reason why I say the 12 years, because we had 4 years of his VP, of his vice president. The first George Bush, George H.W. Bush. He continued on what Reagan was doing. Yeah. Read my lips, no new taxes, my ass, come on. And then he go and starts a war with Iraq. He was one that started this whole thing with Iraq. And then thank God he didn't last. He lasted only one term. Because then we have the next president. The president I think is probably the best president we've had in my generation. Bill Clinton. Yeah. Good old Bill. He did a lot of good things for our country, and I would have to say he was probably one. I'm still gonna say he was the best president in my generation. So, I mean, the only thing that he did that was wrong or boneheaded was that he did that whole Monica Lewinsky thing, and that he just proved one thing: he's human. Okay, enough said about that. And continuing on here, after him was the most recent president we had before Obama, George W. Bush. What can I say about him except he was a real bonehead? He pretty much ran our country into the ground like it is now. Economically, we're in real bad shape. and I would have to put most of the blame on him. I mean, come on, we had no business in Iraq. You want to take care of the things that happened with 9/11, you go to where it was started. You go to the people from that, the area where people were from, and that was Afghanistan. I mean, I always think, the reason why he started the whole war in Iraq was the reason why he went over to Iraq. He says they had weapons of mass destruction. No, you went over there because you want to pick up where your daddy left off. Okay? Enough about that. But there was also people who said that he was the one that caused 9/11. Those are those conspiracy theorists, those Dale Gribbles of the world. Okay, if you don't know who I'm talking about, just Google Dale Gribble, or just watch King of the Hill. You'll see what I mean by that. But he was probably, in my opinion, the worst president in my generation. Worst. I mean, you put us in a financial hole that we're trying our best to get out of. Which is where President Obama comes in. He is trying to get us out of that financial hole Bush dug us in. And I would have to say he's actually doing quite a very good job. But, it's going to take more than just Obama to do this. It's going to take more than Obama. Probably going to take even his VP if we let it happen. We'll probably have to go to what's his name? God, what's the guy's name? His vice president. It escapes me right now. But anyway, we'll probably need to go to his VP for complete economic recovery. And with that being said, thank you for watching. As always, Lone Wolf Jedi saying, please rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you, and have a nice day, folks.